Hello everyone, today I will speak about my second book, The Mescaline Confession, Breaking Through the Walls of Delusion. A book I wrote and published in 2018, a year before the world went mad. And actually the way I end the book is with the warning of the chaos that is coming. I don't want to spoil the book for you, obviously, but it was interesting. I think this might be one of the most important books I have written. It's the shortest one. It's a half of the usual size of my other books. But you know, this book has so much in it. It's condensed to just crystals of clarity and truth. In this book, I wanted to bring the scientific research that was done in the first half of 20th century, which wasn't much really. I looked deep into it, and what I found is just, I would say, just very kind of superficial, psychological research into it. There was never, at that time, there was no really neuroscience, it wasn't really that going on. And there was some good research done, but by good people, good psychiatrists, psychologists, people who really dedicated their lives for, to study the human mind. But it was very, not much, Actually, it was hilarious to read, and so I have to admit I had to mock them because it's just so far from shamanic experience that it just make me laugh, Although with some sadness, of course, that's how much was known about mescaline, which is the active alkaloid of Huachuma cactus. Nixon's war on drugs banned the research on mescaline in 1971. So after that, there was no research, nothing. No psychology, no neuroscience, nothing, absolutely nothing. Because they made it illegal, basically. That's another conversation, really, because the war on drugs, of course, it's not what you think it is. And I speak about in my books, and I highlight the important points so people understand, first of all, what are drugs and what are not drugs. That's something that you should understand, because in the Western culture, you don't know what it is. You've been confused, you've been deceived. You don't know what drugs are, you don't know what plants are, you don't know what psychedelics are. For you, for most, I'm talking about general population, not people who follow me, of course. These are intelligent, educated people on the subject. I'm talking about people who new to this. There are different categories of drugs. First of all, what you buy in the pharmacy, this is drugs. It's legal drugs, okay? Then what you buy on the street, that's illegal drugs. That's bad things. That's what destroys your life. That's what we cure people from. And I can tell you this with great certainty because I was a drug abuser in my youth. I know all about this. I know street life, I know drugs, I know death. I know everything. Because I've been there. This is why I can help people to get off this. This is why I can help your children, your brother, sister, whoever, to get rid of this destructive habit. We use sacred plants to cure drug addiction, alcohol addiction, destructive behavior. That's how it works. You take sacred plants and you cure it. I'm not going to get into the mechanism how it works. I'm just telling you it does. So sacred plants is a completely different category. It's a God-given plant medicine that grows from the Mother Earth. Proven, tested by thousands of years, traditional use in places like Peru, for example. It's tested, it's proven, it's safe. Plant medicine, especially Huachuma, can change your life, can heal you, can open your vision, can completely transform you into the best version of yourself. So, unfortunately, those who call this drug, they're just ignorant. It's pure ignorance. And that's what I'm trying to change. That's what I'm trying to shift. A perspective on sacred medicine and shamanic practice in general. Plant medicine don't create addiction, don't create dependency. They cure you from that. You can use it once, you can use it a few times, you can use it for some time, and then you don't use it. And then you just live your life happy. You can come back to go deeper, or you don't, and it's totally fine. So I speak about drugs that you buy on the street, heroin, all this stuff. We don't need to list the whole thing. When you see drug addicts, you know what I mean. They have no life. They're barely walking. Many of them just, half alive. I know this because I was that in my youth. This can be cured. And your traditional methods to cure drug addiction through rehabs just don't work. Because even in the best rehab, people only use words. And words don't penetrate deep enough to make the change. That's it. That's the bottom line. You can talk to a drug addict all you want, and all he or she will think about is how to escape and get high. I promise you that. I know this. With plant medicine, it's a completely different journey. But this is only one subject. In this book, I speak about serious stuff, about scientific approach to shamanism, to spirituality in general, versus actual spiritual experience. And I mock them, yes, because it's ridiculous. That's how I see it. I see them like kids, playing with things that they don't understand. I wish that would change one day, and they might. But so far, it didn't change. It's just the same that it was 100 years ago. So I speak about this. I speak about shamanism, what it is, and what is mescaline, and what is Huachuma, and what does it do to you, and bringing the scientific research in contrast to show you the contrast, so you decide what is more valid, which approach is more practical. In this book, I speak about the depression and the antidepressants that is absolutely epidemic in America. Overprescribed drug. This is drugs that cause dependency. They hook you for life. You will never get off that. You are the client for life. Unless, of course, you make a step and work with plant medicine, and then you have a chance to get rid of them and recalibrate your brain chemistry, which Huachuma does very well, and never take drugs again, legal or illegal. That's another subject. I share some seriously personal stuff in this book. I don't want to spoil the book. I don't want to talk about actually what's in it, but just touching on that so you have an idea. For example, there's a chapter called God versus My Genitals. In this, I share the story how a 13-year-old boy immigrates to Israel and going through circumcision, which is absolutely awful, horrible, completely unnecessary process that was presented to us as union with God. So I speak about religion here from my painful experience, and I felt it's important, although it's very personal to me. Things like this people don't share, but I feel like, this is not my energy. I share things. I share things because I believe that my story can help people. But very important, it starts from, this is the first chapter, hearing the voices of truth among the noise of Wall Street. I share, this is how I started this book. I share my story when I was in Manhattan and just walking, looking for some shawarma to eat after visiting a French restaurant that was very expensive. That was with my ex-wife when I was still living in California, and she took me to this French restaurant which was ridiculously expensive and gave you such a small portion that I thought it was appetizer. That's what I thought. The appetizer came, we ate, and then my wife said, okay, let's pay and go. And I'm like, where is the main course? She said, well, that's what's the main course. And that was quite shocking because there was like literally nothing in the plate, which is appetizer. So I was hungry. I think I left her in hotel and said I just need to go eat something on the street. Need to look for some shawarma that I love to eat in Israel. So I was looking for shawarma, and then this is the story, walking in Manhattan and find these musicians who were just on the street. They were from South America. I think they was Bolivian. And they were just playing live music on the street. And passing them, I just felt so much heart in it. So I stopped. And I listened to them. And they were smiling at me. I was listening to them, smiling back. I didn't speak in Spanish, they didn't speak in English. They were just right on the street playing. And I felt in this music something, I've heard a call in this music. There was a call coming from South America, from the Andes, from plant medicine. I heard this and I stopped. I was the only one on the street standing and listening to them while thousands of people were just walking by and nobody even cared to stop. So this is how I started this book, and I think that was really the call that came from South America very loud. It came before when I was reading some books like 20 years or 30 years ago, and the call was coming through that too, but it wasn't as loud then. It was kind of a stage. But another stage was the actual music. And after this, my surgery started. So I felt it's a very important story to share with you. And just the whole book, it's all important, guys and girls. It's like mescaline and human history. Mescaline and the sun. Mescaline and earth-based spirituality. Journey to my soul's purpose. And then I shared the hallucinatory nightmare inside my room. I shared this is funny story when I was like back in Israel, when we still were doing drugs and all kinds of hallucinogenic, everything that we could do basically to experiment with the consciousness. I speak this very strange hallucination I had after taking some pills. So I don't want to spoil the whole thing. You need to read it. It's very funny when I was writing this and remembering it was very funny. It wasn't funny then. I thought to, jump from the window and kind of end this nightmare. So it wasn't really funny there, but it's very funny to look back and kind of remember how it all went down, So it's just so much in this book. It's just like, I love this chapter 21. Satan on Prozac. You can imagine what's in it. I just think you just need to read this book. It's a short book. Some people told me they read it in a day, which I don't recommend, because really, like, I don't know how you can do it. It's a lot of stuff to think about. You read, you think. I don't recommend you do it. Read, take your time, think. Think about what you just read. Don't go through it, don't skip through it, don't look for things. This is not how you read my books. You read it from first to last page, because everything is connected, everything is important. You read the whole thing and you think about this. Take your time thinking about this. Then maybe read it again. So reading it in a day, I don't think it's the way to do it. Although some people said I just couldn't stop. I started, I opened up and I read it and I went to sleep like the next day. Okay, if that works for you. It's like, that's not what I recommend. So this book brought many good people here. I met very good people through this book. Like-minded, hearty people. I made good friends with many of them. So I really suggest you read this book. You can get it from Amazon. It's the least expensive book. I don't know what's the price, you just check it there now. Maybe $10 something. But it's like a Bible, guys. It's a Mescaline Bible. It took me like 7 months to write it. So imagine 7 months of my life. I'm working on this book. So to convey the message to you in the best possible way. Don't read it in a day. Just respect the work that was put in it and give yourself more time to digest what you read. I don't remember exactly if that was one of the books. I think it was 3 of the 5 that came at night. I just was sleeping and like 3 in the morning we just get this download and it's like, okay. The voice is just, okay, go write another book. Like, okay, you know, I'm going. So I'm not sure if this was the one or the others. I don't remember, but 3 of the 5 started like this. The muse just comes to you and you just answer the call. Also, this book was endorsed by Graham Hancock. This is what he says. Sergey Baranov's Mescaline Confession is a thought-provoking, heartfelt, informative, and above all, important book. Highly recommended to anyone who feels that things are not as they should be in the world today. That was his review. Graham Hancock it's a known author, respected intellectual and public speaker, great researcher. So I'm very grateful for his time, because it takes time to read books. Like, to be honest, I was asked to review other people's books and I didn't, because it's just too much work. I'm just too busy and read the whole book. It's just hard for me, you know. I just don't have time to read other people's content. If I have extra time, I would create my own content. So I, you know, speaking from that, I respect when other people took their time. They are very busy too, maybe more busy than me, and reviewed. So Graham Hancock, he reviewed first 2 books: Path, Seeking Truth in the World of Lies, and this one, The Mescaline Confession. So thank you, Graham, for that. This book served many people and will serve for years to come. So I don't know what else to tell you. This is pretty much a brief overview of the book that I highly recommend you read. That will help you better understand plant medicine, Huachuma, history of mescaline, research, many things in it. You will be empowered by this book, like by all of them. All of my books are informative, and empowering. I speak about similar things because these are the themes that I care about. But I go through them and talking about them from another perspective, from years that goes by, and I understand more and I can see deeper, and that's what I share. So the themes might be repeating, but not the content. These are different books. And future books after this is like they already have more. We'll get to that in different videos. I don't want to talk about that. We'll focus here on Mescaline Confession. Each book will be spoken about in its time. So maybe just to end, I will just read you a little verse I wrote, a little poem for this book, dedicated to this book. So, nature is my temple. Huachuma is my priest. I confess to my love when I look to the east. The east is, of course, where sun comes, and there are chapters about that. Huachuma in the sun, going back to Egypt. You will find it in this book. So let me know in the comments if you like this presentation, if you like the format of me talking to you like this, looking you in the eye, because this is what real conversation is. This is how I talk to my guests, to people in life. I look in your eyes, even though I don't see you behind the camera, but when you see this video, you will be connecting to my soul through the eyes. Let me know if you like this, and if you have any feedbacks. I appreciate that. Constructive criticism is good. It helps to improve. So that's it for now. I hope you go on my website or Amazon and just look for the title and just get the book, read the book, and if you resonate with my words, you will resonate with my person and with my medicine, because we are one. Okay, all the best from Peru. Until next video.